Hello, friends. Welcome to today's football prediction and analysis, and also tips on the Betkraft. All right. Today is another beautiful, Wednesday morning, the 26th day of June 2024, and as we know, a lot of games is going on across the globe, and also we have the European Championship, going on, and it is actually the third round of the group matches, that is actually going on this time around. And today we have the likes of Slovakia, who will be up against Romania, as well as Ukraine coming up against Belgium in the Group E, and also the Group F round of third round. We also have the likes of Georgia coming up against Portugal, and as well as Czech Republic, who will be up against Turkey in the last group match for those two for Group F as well. So and in a little while we'll be looking at these games one after the other. But for those of us who are coming across our video for the first time, who are yet to subscribe to our channel, kindly take our time now to hit the subscription button now, so that you don't miss out on our subsequent games that will be coming up on this channel on the daily basis. All right, that being said, let's head to the business of the day, and we will be starting with the very first game, and it is the Group E match, where we'll have Slovakia, who will be up against Romania. Okay, as usual, we'll take a look at how both teams have fared in the past 20, and also look at how their recent performances for both sides, and then come up with our verdict for each of these matches. So for Slovakia, the home side, they've been able to achieve 10 wins in the past 20 games, and they've also had 5 draws as well as 5 losses. They've been able to score 32 goals in the process, but they've also conceded 18. And on the other hand, Romania have been able to achieve 9 wins in the past 20. They've had 7 draws as well as 4 losses. They've been able to score 35 goals, but also they've conceded 18 goals in the process. So when you take it down to how both sides have fared in the past 5 games in the most recent encounters, we could say that Slovakia have been able to achieve 3 wins in the past 5 games, but they have had 1 draw as well as 1 loss. Okay. In the European Championship, they've been able to achieve 1 win, which was in the match against Belgium, where they surprisingly defeated Belgium by 1-0, and they also lost out to Ukraine by 2-0 on the second match. And Romania, on the other hand, have been able to also, they've been able to achieve 1 win in the past 5. They've had 2 draws as well as 2 losses. That win was in the European Championship, their first match, where they defeated Ukraine by 3-0. And also the second match of that very of group stage, we saw them losing out to Belgium by 2-0. All right, putting all this together, we saw that these two teams are evenly matched, in my own opinion, and we do expect to see a win, because a win for either side will guarantee top spot, because in this very group, every of the countries in this group have actually had 3 points. They're all in the same points, but goal difference has been the difference at the moment. But we do expect to see either side winning in this very occasion. All right, we expect to see either side winning. That's our verdict. 12. That's our verdict for this very encounter, and that takes us to the next game for Group A, where we have Ukraine, who will be up against Belgium. And Ukraine have been able to achieve 9 wins the past 20, but they've also had 6 draws as well as 5 losses, and they've been able to score 31 goals, but they've also conceded 24. And Belgium, on the other hand, have had 2 victories out of those 20 games that they had, and they've also had 4 draws and as well as 4 losses. But they've been able to score 36 goals and conceding just 13 in the process. So we look at the recent encounters, you see that Ukraine in the past 5 games have been able to achieve 2 wins, 2 losses as well as 1 draw. And we saw them losing out to Romania in the first match of the group stage, but they also came back to win against Slovakia by 2-1. So Belgium, on the other hand, have as well seen 3 victories out of 5. They've also had 1 loss, which was against their loss against Slovakia in the first match of the European Championship, and they also had 1 draw as well. But we also saw them coming back against Romania, defeating Romania by 2-0. And in this very encounter, we don't expect to see Belgium losing out to Ukraine, and but we expect a very intense game, seeing that Ukraine also will be trying to do their best, to make sure that they secure qualification for the next, round. So we do expect to see a very heated encounter in this one, and our verdict is leaning towards corner kick. We do expect to see, at least minimum of 7.5 corners appearing in this very encounter. Our verdict is over 7.5 corners for this very encounter, and that will take us to the next game. And the next game is also in European Championship. This time around, the Group F match, where we'll have Georgia, who will be facing Portugal. All right, Georgia in the past 20 games have been able to achieve 9 victories, but they've also had 5 draws as well as 6 losses. But they've been able to score 40 goals in the process, and they've conceded 28. And the other side, Portugal in the past 20 games have been able to win 16 games out of those 20 games, but they have had 0 draw. They've not drawn any, and they've also had 4 losses, alongside. But they've been able to score 61 goals in the process, but have conceded only 15. It goes to show how good the Portuguese side have been. And looking at the recent encounters, you could see that Georgia have been able to achieve 2 wins and 2 draws as well as 1 loss. That the best result they've gotten in this very championship is their draw against Czech Republic, where they played out a 1-1 draw, and they lost the first match to Turkey by 3 goals to 1. And Portugal, on the other hand, have been able to achieve 4 victories out of the past 5 games that they had, and they had just 1 loss, and that loss was in their friendly match against Croatia prior to this tournament. And looking at how they fared in the tournament, they've been able to win their past 2 matches. They defeated the Czech Republic by 2 goals to 1, and also had a victory against Turkey, where they played out 3 goals, victory against 3 goals to 0 against Turkey. So it is Portugal who has been very, very wonderful in this tournament, seeing that in this very group, they've won their 2 matches, and they'll be looking to continue in that vein, defeating Georgia, who actually make them seal the top spot in this very group. So it is the away side, Portugal, that is expected to win outrightly in this very game. It is away win. That's our verdict for that very encounter, and that takes us to the next one. And the next one is also in Group F, where we'll have Czech Republic, who will be up against Turkey. All right, we'll take a look at the past 20 for the home side. Czech Republic, they've been able to achieve 10 wins out of the past 20 games that they have so far. They've also had 5 draws as well as 5 losses. They've been able to score 39 goals, and they've had conceded 23. And also Turkey, on the other hand, have had 9 victories in the past 20. They've had 4 draws as well as 7 losses, but they have scored 32 goals, and they considered whooping 33 goals in the process. They've been conceding a lot of goals. That's what it means. And when you take a look at recent games for both sides, you see that for Czech Republic, the past 5 games they have produced 3 wins and 1 draw as well as 1 loss. And it goes to show, and all those 3 wins came in their friendlies, and in the European Championship, the 2 matches that they played so far saw them losing out in the first match, which was against Portugal by 2 goals to 1, but they've also had a draw against Georgia, 1-1 draw. So they have actually achieved the 1 point. So far so good. And Turkey, on the other hand, have been able to, they've been able to achieve a win against they've been able to achieve a win in the past 5, and they've had 3 losses as well as 1 draw. That the win that they had, which was in actually in the championship, where they defeated Georgia by 3 goals to 1, and they had a 3 goals loss to Portugal in the second match. So they're currently on 3 points at the moment, and the head-to-head meetings for both sides, I've always seen Turkey coming out the better side. The last 3 head-to-head meetings for both sides, Turkey have always produced, have always been the winners in the last 3 head-to-head meetings. So in this very encounter, it's going to be a tough one, seeing that both sides actually need the points. And in this very game, we do expect to see goals in this one, and over 1.5 goals. That's what we expect. A minimum of 2 goals in this very encounter. That's our verdict for that very game. And that takes us to the next game for the day, which happened to be in Egypt, 2nd division, where we'll have Sporting Alexandria, who will be up against Haras El Hudud. All right, when you look at how this side have fared in recent games, you could see that Alexandria have been able to achieve 2 victories, and they've also had two draws as well as 2 losses in the past 6 games they had. And the away side, on the other hand, have been able to achieve 3 wins, 2 losses, as well as 1 draw in the past 6 games that they had. When you take it down to how both sides fared for home and away, you can see that what we have for Sporting Alexandra is actually 2 home games this year. They've been able to achieve a win in both of them, and their away side El Hadud have been able to achieve 5 wins from away. They've also had 3 draws as well as 2 losses playing from away. But in this very encounter, it is Sporting Alexandra that we expected to rise to the occasion. Seeing that the last time the both teams met, we saw them playing out a 0-0 draw, but on that occasion, Sporting Alexandra was playing from away. But in this very game, we expect to see, we don't expect the home side to lose outright. So we do expect home side winning or draw plus under 4.5. That's our value for this very encounter. Home win or draw plus under 4.5. That's it, and that takes us to the next game, and that next game is in China Super League, where we have a Belgian Goan who will be up against Kanzo. All right, when you look at 6 games that they have played in recent occasions, you can see that the home side, Belgian Goan have been able to achieve 3 victories out of those 6 games. They've also had 2 losses as well as 1 draw, and their away side Kanzo have managed just 1 draw and have had 5 losses in the past 6 games that they have so far. So when you take it down to how both sides have fared, in the past, in the home away perspective, you can see that the home side, Belgian Goan, have been able to achieve 5 victories from home. They've also had 2 draws and they've had 3 losses in their past 10 home games. But what you've mentioned is the fact that the past 4 home games have produced victory for the home side, Belgian Goan. They've been in fine form, playing from home on recent occasion. And when you look at the away side, on the other hand, playing from away, the last 10 away games that they had, they have managed just 1 win and 2 draws, and 1 win and 3 draws, and they've also had 6 losses in the process. So it goes to show that they've not been producing good results playing from away. So we do expect the home side, who has been very well, who has actually been very dominant in the past head-to-head meetings for both sides, which have seen Belgian Goan defeating this side on the last in all the last 3 head-to-head meetings. So to expect the home side rising to the occasion once more to win outright in this very game. It is home win. That's our value for that very encounter, and that will take us to the next game for the day. Okay, and the next game for the day is in Japanese 3rd division, where we have Katala Toyama who will be up against Gurula Morioka. Okay, and the home side have been able to achieve 1 victory, 2 draws, as well as 3 losses in the past 6 games that they had, and the away side have seen 2 victories, 3 losses, as well as 1 draw in the past 6 games. When you bring it down to how both sides have fared from home and away perspective, you can see that the home side have been slightly better, seeing that they've been able to achieve 6 victories in the past 10 home games that they had so far, and they've had just 1 loss as well as 3 draws in the past 10 home games that they had. And the away side, on the other hand, have been able to manage just 2 draws in the past 10 away games, but have lost 8 times out of those 10 away games that played so far. So it's a no-brainer that the home side is actually the better side, seeing that they've been able to achieve 60% of the home win, and the away side have lost 80% of their last 10 away games. So we do expect the home side rising to the occasion in this one. It is the home side to actually win or draw plus under 4.5. That's our value for that very game. And that takes us to the next for the day, which happened to be the last for the day. Is actually in South Korea. Okay, where we have Ulsan, the home side coming up against Daegu. All right, Ulsan Hyundai have been able to achieve 3 wins in the past 6 encounters, but they've also had 3 draws as well, and also Daegu FC have been able to manage 3 wins as well as 3 losses in the past 6 encounters. And when you take it down to how both sides have fared in the head-to-head perspective, you can see that the home side, Ulsan Hyundai, have managed to achieve 6 wins from home. They've also had 4 draws as well. They've not lost any match playing from home. They've won 60% of their home games. And the away side, on the other hand, Daegu FC have managed just 2 wins, but they've had 2 draws as well, and also 6 losses in the past 10 away games that they have so far. It goes to show that playing from home, it is the home side who is actually very passage to rise to the occasion, seeing that the last 2 times both teams mate have always produced a win for the home side, Ulsan. As a matter of fact, the last time it was Ulsan who played from away, but they also had the victory playing a 2-1 victory against Diego. So we do expect Ulsan, the home side, to rise to the occasion in this one and win outrightly in this very game. It is home win. That's our value for that very encounter, and that brings our predictions, our football predictions and tips on Betkraft to a conclusion. All right, I wish you the very best of luck, and I hope the ticket goes green. And also remember to play safe, remember to play responsibly. It's only a football game. Don't put your entire fortune in the bet. It's only a football game. Play with what you can afford to lose. That being said, tomorrow is another wonderful day, and we'll definitely come up here with our predictions. All right, but until then, keep winning.